All right. Gotta fix it. Let's see. Okay. Dale, can you actually hear it? Like really good? Like go to your room and see if you can hear it. Okay. I mean, if it says it's working, because it doesn't say it does any sound on YouTube, but I mean, if it's working on over there, then okay. All right, let's get started then. Hello, everyone. It's the second annual Soren Review Racing Network. Oh, it's the Soren Review Radio Racing Network. Yeah, the SRRN. It is the NASCAR Xfinity series from Pocono. I was gonna do New Hampshire last week, but I think Pocono would probably be a bit more exciting. I think the race is also not as long as well. It's going to be interesting. I think it's going to allow for some fun racing. Bit going to be interesting. A lot of guys qualified up front that we normally see up front, and then some others that I think are going to be a bit surprising. Sammy Smith, of course, is one that I think of. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is in this race. He qualified 10th, so I'm not sure how that goes. Today's race, though, we'll break it down in a moment. 225 miles. So your average race qualifying was earlier today, and it went fine. I believe everybody took a lap except for J.J. Yaley, who's starting last, and Brennan Poole DNQ. So tough break for that 47 Mike Harmon team. But Justin Allgaier starting from the pole, as they have yet to fire engines just yet, but they will momentarily. This is just to continue the streak, get some practice, because I always just like to do it. And this race is actually going on side by side with the IndyCar race, and so that'll be interesting. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to go. I mean, they're almost done. They only have 48 laps. Joseph Newgarden leads over Will Power. It's been a pretty exciting IndyCar race. And today, earlier, we've had a lot of action. Cup practice qualifying. Denny Hamlin won the pole. And then we also had, what else? The truck race, which was a regular season finale. If I'm not mistaken, Chandler Smith won, and nothing really changed with the points. Matt Crafton locked himself in. Didn't miss the playoffs again, so good job for Crafton. He knocks Derek Kraus. Well, he never knocked Derek Kraus out per se, but he was able to hold him off. Derek Kraus would have made it actually had he had not received a 25-point penalty earlier in the season. But it is what it is. I don't know what to say about Derek Kraus. I would say he's better than last season, but who knows? We'll see how his season is next year, assuming he's back at Billy McAnally Racing, which would be I would say the obvious thing for him. I see Stretchy Gummies in the chat, which is Caden, my friend Caden. Hello, Caden. Alright, I am pulling up all my statistics. I got last year's results at Pocono. I got this year's results for the season winners. I have qualifying lineups. I just want to see the stages, which I know Bob Cockris provided. And I have them somewhere. I just got to find them really quick. But the cars have not rolled off pit road yet. And so I'll try to piece everything together. Not many people watching this, only watching this. Everyone that would probably tune in is just here to see. That probably help support their stream, which I'm not complaining at all. Thank you for those of you that have joined in so far, whether it be for a few minutes, few seconds. That's always a view is a view, so I don't mind. So let me find the Xfinity race. Here we go. 20, and 50 laps. So 90 lap race. That is 10 more than the ARCA race yesterday, but the ARCA race did get shortened due to darkness. So the stage is going to be really short. The first two stages are going to be really short, especially if we get cautions, and then we'll have one extremely long final stage. Hopefully we'll get some green flag pit stops. I wouldn't mind. We'll see how this race goes compared to last year. So all right. Thought I had more. Oh, here we go. Fuel is 35 to 37, and they have 4 sets of tires today. So we're going to have to manage your tires pretty well. You're going to probably want to pit on each stage, and then you'll have 2 sets of tires. But if you spin and we get some late race cautions, you may not be in a great position. You may need to put on some scuffed tires. I'm a bit surprised 4 sets of tires for a 90-lap race for Pocono tires. I don't think we're that bad. So I guess there's that. Yeah. Okay. Last year's race was won by Austin Cindric, and he led 26 of 90 laps. But he is not in the field today. I believe no one in the field, other than Cole Custer, has won at Pocono before, which is really fascinating. So there's a really good shot of getting a first-time Pocono winner. Looking at the IndyCar race, 36 laps to go. Let's pull up your race lineup, though. Justin Allgaier won the pole over Ty Gibbs. Justin Allgaier, he is on a streak, a lot of momentum. Won last week in New Hampshire. He has 3 wins this season, and 2 of them have been in the Hellman's paint scheme. So if you're superstitious, he tends to run really well in the Hellman's paint scheme. So has a chance today. Brandon Jones, AJ Allmendinger, it start in row 2. The rookie, Sammy Smith, in only his second career start, starting 5th next to Sheldon Creed, who would love a win today. That would lock himself in the playoffs as he's currently outside of the playoff picture. Josh Berry, Austin Hill, top row 4, top 10 starting spots for them. Noah Gragson, rookie Stenhouse Jr., he's running that 48 Big Machine Racing car. He rounds at the top 10. Santino Ferrucci, Sam Mayer, row 6. Row 7's got Daniel Hemrick and Riley Herbst. Ryan C., Cole Custer in row 8. Cole Custer had a really bad qualifying in the Cup Series earlier today, so hopefully that doesn't affect him in the race. Brett Moffitt, Jeremy Clements in row 9, and rounding up the top 20s, Jed Burton, Kyle Sieg. Landon Castle, who had a great run, unfortunately disqualified. He starts 21st next to Alex Obey, Bailey Curry, Anthony Alfredo in row 12. Row 13's got Kyle Weatherman. Great qualifying again for that 34 team. Starts next to Brandon Brown. News about the 68. Austin Dillon will be in that car next weekend. Sage Kara, Maya Snyder, row 14, rounding out the top 30 is Mason Massey and Stephen Parsons. Ronnie Bassett Jr. makes the race, that 77 car. He starts next to Rajah Caruth, the ARCA Series points leader. Josh Williams, David Starr, Ryan Vargas, Patrick Emmerling, Timmy Hill, and JJ Gailey round out the field. 38 cars for today's race. It's going to be really exciting. Who can win? Who's going to get another win? I would say points-wise, if we're looking for the playoffs, or towards the playoffs at least, there is, looking, looking through the playoffs. Trying to fix the volume here. I don't want to mess everything up. We'll see if this fixes anything. I'm not sure if this will. I just don't want the TV, the race, the NBC broadcast to get picked up, and then that's all I need is for something to with the the copyright. Something gets picked up. So hopefully everything's working now. I'll check back in a moment. I hope everything's working. I don't have the microphone I used last year. Trying to get closer to the microphone, seeing if the YouTube stream doesn't seem to be picking it up, but I'm not sure how it wouldn't be picking it up. So hopefully it's picking up the IndyCar race. 24 laps remaining in that race. So hopefully it's working. Everything's working. I'll try to figure it out as the race goes. They're coming down pit road, so I'll be right back. Let's see if something fixes it. All right, I'm back. I don't know what's going on. I don't think the headset means much of a difference. If the TV gets picked up, which I don't think it is, I was checking it. I don't think it got picked up. It should be fine. We'll make it work. That's this is just have fun. It's more of it ends up being more of a reaction thing, especially towards the end or during the caution breaks. I'll give my best to commentate it, and then also just give my point of view, especially about the Xfinity season. I'm just I like the Xfinity series. I think it's a good series. It definitely, I like that the composite bodies are a bit different than the Cup cars, because with the Cup cars, the suspension's so weak that when you hit the wall, it's basically the same if you hit it hard enough as the Gen 6 cars, versus the Xfinity cars, you hit the wall and it's not so much. But here we go. I believe we are ready to race 38 cars for the 19th race of the season. Allgaier Gibbs, row by row, green flag. We're racing in Pocono. And down the front straightaway, Justin Allgaier leads over Ty Gibbs. He pulls over car length lead, but Gibbs side drafts as they enter turn one, and it's Ty Gibbs who tries to take the lead on the bottom. Allgaier with a run, Gibbs loose, some cars up high in the back of the field, and it's Allgaier to the lead off turn one as AJ Allmendinger gets close to the turn one wall on the exit of the corner. He's now to the inside of Sammy Smith as they're into turn two. 3 wide towards the back of the field. Brett Moffitt backs out of that 3 wide. Almost wrecking as they're entering turn number 3. Allgaier leads over Ty Gibbs and Brandon Jones. Allmendinger to 4th as Sammy Smith falls back through the field. He is now under attack for the 5th place position. He gets in front of Josh Berry as that completes lap number 1. Single file all the way up until about mid-pack as Sam Mayer out of the draft. He's trying to get back in line. Draft going to be a big part of this race, especially later on as we get into the race. AJ Allmendinger got extremely close to the wall off turn 1, and now he's under attack again by Sammy Smith. Josh Berry right behind. He's hoping to pounce, but it's too early, I think, to make it 3 wide. Sammy Smith to the inside of AJ Allmendinger, and it's Sammy Smith who moves his way up to 4th. Justin Allgaier leading. Right now, he is pulled away to 3/10 over Ty Gibbs, and then an additional 6/10 over Brandon Jones. Sheldon Creed falling back through the field as Josh Berry passes him for 6th. And now Creed under attack by Noah Gragson for the 7th place position. Oh, trouble! Big crash in the back of the field. Alex LeBay spins, and so does the 44 of Rajah Caruth. We're under caution for the first time today on lap number 3. Lap number 3, big crash, a heavy hit off the turn 3 exit for Alex LeBay. He went hard into the inside wall. Man, that was a huge hit for the 36. It just looked like the car didn't stop. He never stopped. It looked like just the car skid so much. And apologies for the jump scare. But a massive hit. Gotta hate it for Alex LeBay and Rajah Caruth. 2 guys that wanted top 10s today, I think, was the goal. And Alex LeBay, he had a disappointing run last week in New Hampshire. A good chance, to get a win. And watching the replay, it appears that Rajah Caruth on the exit of the corner got into Alex LeBay. Maybe had gotten tight and into LeBay, and they both spun off the turn 3 wall. Yeah, Rajah gets tight, and I don't think he was clear on Alex LeBay, and they both hit hard into the inside wall. Man, that's a tough hit for both of them. You gotta hate it for both of them. I mean, they both wanted really good runs today. LeBay had a disappointing run last week at New Hampshire after getting hit by AJ Allmendinger, and man, again another bad hit. No sponsor on that car. And then Rajah Caruth, I mean, he's a fan favorite. We all love Rajah, and to see him wreck out so early, it's just, especially after running the ARCA race yesterday, that's terrible. My pick to win this race is Justin Allgaier. I know Allgaier's been a bit faster on the smaller ovals, Nashville and smaller. Nashville, Darlington, New Hampshire are his wins. But I think with him starting on the pole and me being really superstitious when it comes to paint schemes, running well in certain paint schemes, I think Allgaier is my pick to win. Though I think one of the Toyotas were really fast in practice. I know we only have 20 minutes, but they look to be pretty promising. I'll put who's yours in the chat. And I'll put mine as all. And it's for people that join later. I'll put it in the chat as well. Talk about more of that crash. LeBay got on all fours. That crash reminded me of the Cup Series crash between Eric Jones and Tyler Reddick in 2020. The Cup race in 2020. Very similar accident, but I wouldn't say they hit it nearly as hard as today. As Caden, my Stretchy Gummies puts, probably Gibbs seems like he always steals. Ty Gibbs has been, I would say, a bit fortunate on his wins. To say he hasn't earned them is a bit of an understatement. He's done really well, I think. I mean, yeah, I guess you could say, he won at Atlanta, which is a plate track, and he won at Richmond, where he had to move Nemechek. And he won at Las Vegas after kind of stealing it, if I recall, like halfway through. But he did win at Road America, beating Kyle Larson. So, but I think Ty Gibbs is a really solid pick. He tends to run, just always be there at the end. He's really fast, and he's probably going to win. He has a really good shot at winning the regular season finale or regular season points championship because AJ Allmendinger has self-destructed in the second half of the season. He started out with like 12 top 10s in a row or something like that. And now he is just, he's been really struggling these last few weeks. As Joseph Newgarden wins the IndyCar Iowa race, the first of two. There's another one tomorrow at the same time as the Cup race. So people will have to dual screen it. I'll have to do that too. Newgarden was really fast today. It looks like not much happened in the last couple laps. I know Pato O'Ward and Will Power were right up there. So there's that. I followed IndyCar for the majority of the season. It's the same time as Cup. They're both at 3 Eastern. I think IndyCar starts right at 3, and then Cup is technically it says 3, but I think that's for pre-race. I think they start like around 3:30, and that's the Eastern time. So, I mean, you'll probably watch like the first. Where are they racing at? Iowa again. IndyCar will probably get in the first 50 or so laps, and then NASCAR will follow up. I'll probably watch IndyCar on my laptop, and then gotta have the big screen. I've watched IndyCar this season, just haven't been. I don't know. I didn't watch the Toronto race because I didn't have Peacock, and I didn't really want to watch Toronto. I try to watch all the ovals, and I try to watch all the road courses. The street courses just don't have it for me. I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of the street courses, which is why I was a bit meh when they said NASCAR was going to go to a street course, because the street courses are just so alike. My favorite IndyCar driver. When I was younger, I used to say Dixon, but that was because he was one of the only ones I knew, because he had the Target car, the Target sponsored car. Now I'd have to say, well, Jimmy Johnson, obviously, but when I want someone that actually runs well, I don't know. I've always been a Takuma Sato fan. I know that sounds crazy, but Sato's always been one of my picks. And then with him driving the RWR, the Rick Ware Indy car, one of my favorites. What's that one rookie's name? Kalamila has been doing pretty good. So same with the other rookie, Christian Lundgaard. I like Scott McLaughlin too. I think he's been doing pretty good. McLaughlin. Romain Grosjean. I completely forgot about him. He's probably my favorite IndyCar driver. I don't know why I forgot about Grosjean. Favorite IndyCar driver. Hello, NASCAR JJ489. Another friend of mine. Yeah, I think I got a Grosjean. I think definitely it is definitely my favorite IndyCar driver. I think mainly because he drove the Rick Ware car last year. But no, in all seriousness, he tends to run really well, and he's got some aggression as well, which sometimes is. But some of the IndyCar guys, I feel like, are just so. I get them all mixed up sometimes. But yeah, that's. All right, I'll call you by Tim, and I just don't want to call anyone by their real name in case. But if you're fine, that's totally cool. We're still under caution. 7 laps in. That's my only complaint about Pocono. And if this race becomes like the truck race, I will talk about it. I think that Pocono, if we're going to get rid of the cautions on stages, right? I'm not against getting rid of stages. I like the stages. I like adding points throughout the race because I think that it really rewards those guys who ran well throughout most of the race. I'm not a huge fan of throwing the caution for stages. I think that at some tracks it wouldn't be bad throwing them, but I think at road courses and Pocono, are, in my opinion, the tracks that need to have the cautions done away with when it comes to stages. I cannot stand the trucks at Pocono with the stages because we always have Wreckfest there. If you saw on my Twitter post, we've had a first lap crash for the trucks at Pocono every single year, right? And we ran like 4 green flag laps the first stage. That's dumb. That's just dumb. I don't get why we have cautions for stages, but I hope that NASCAR does something. We probably won't see anything though till the new TV deal in 2024. Where do you think Kyle Busch goes? If I think that who was it that said that they don't think that they could see Kyle Busch anywhere else other than the 18 car? I agree with that. I think Kyle Busch stays in the 18 car regardless of sponsorship. Interstate Batteries, DeWalt, all those sponsors. I think he stays there. We're getting back to green though. Green flag back in the air on lap number 8 as Justin Allgaier gets a great start. Car is already blocking down to the apron. That's Daniel Hemrick, who blocked Santino Ferrucci down out of line. And Allgaier leads. He chose the top line again. And then Toyota teammates side by side. Oh, as Stenhouse. Oh, I think he's got a tire down. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. way up the track in turn number 1. He is falling fast throughout the field. Yeah, and I think Stenhouse may have a tire down or some sort of problem because he fell really back. And I think that's a bit unfortunate if he does have a tire down, which now I don't think so because now he's racing next to Jeremy Clements. Pretty good. But it's going to be unfortunate if Stenhouse can't get that big machine racing car a good run. They need it. That 48 car is just had so much bad luck this season. Caden says, Gibbs be giving Truex all the sponsors. Help your boy Kyle out. Definitely, yeah. But yeah, Truex had the last 2 weeks have been Interstate Batteries and DeWalt. Which, funny enough, if I'm not mistaken, are the 2 races he didn't have a confirmed sponsor for. But it is true. You see, Christopher Bell. If I'm not mistaken, other than Ream, that's Christopher Bell's only sponsor. I don't get it. Why? I think it's because Gibbs wants a $25 million sponsorship. You're not going to get that. I'm sorry. You're just not going to get a full-time, something like FedEx or Mars. You're just not going to see that anymore. As Ty Gibbs falls back, battling with Noah Gragson, he has fallen to 7th after starting 2nd. And now he's trying to get back underneath Noah Gragson as they exit turn number 3 and heading to lap 10. Justin Allgaier leads 0.8 over Brandon Jones. I talked about the Toyotas being really fast. I think that's going to be something we see a lot. They just showed a replay towards the back of the field, the 45 of... who's in the 45? Sage Karam. I was going to say it wasn't Sage Karam, but yeah, Sage Karam hit the wall. Ty Gibbs is going to Cup next year. I think he goes to Cup next year. Because I think Truex retires next year. A lot of people are going to retire next year. I can assure you that. Kurt Busch is going to retire. Harvick's going to retire. And I think Truex is going to retire. And I think it's obvious Ty Gibbs is going to go to the 19. Well, it's not obvious, but I think he's going to go to the 19. I doubt they keep Truex and get rid of someone like Bell, Christopher Bell. Why would you do that? And I doubt Denny Hamlin drives for his own team. He's probably just going to stay with the 11. As long as FedEx stays. If FedEx stays, then Hamlin's going to be in the Joe Gibbs 11 for the, rest of his career, however long that be. Which I think he's got a little bit longer than maybe some would think. But BJ McLeod needs to be in the top tier ride. Me and my homies love BJ McLeod. He hasn't run much this season. His team has struggled this season. I believe both of them are below top 30 in owners' points. Yeah, they've really struggled. Stephen Parsons in the 5, normally driven by Matt Mills, but Stephen Parsons in that number 5 car for BJ McLeod. He runs 27th. And Josh Williams runs 30th in the 78. 78's actually missed a couple of rides. They're only running 2 full-time cars now. They're not even running the 99, which was Stephen Parsons earlier in the year. They're not even running him the 99 anymore. They run the 99 part-time along with the 55, like at Nashville. Really, anytime they put Matt Mills in a car. EAD Racing says hi. Hello. Noah Gragson, Ty Gibbs side by side for 6. Gragson, they have been battling for the past couple laps. They are side by side entering turn 2. As Noah Gragson, he's going to get really loose under Ty Gibbs. He's going to fall back, and now he's under attack by Josh Berry. Josh Berry has got a top 10 here last year. He actually did run Pocono last year in the Jordan Anderson, number 31, last year. That was got a top 10. I was a bit surprised looking back at the results. I'm like, I didn't know that. Who takes the 42? I think I heard that it's Noah Gragson. It's already been confirmed that it's basically Noah Gragson. Like, as long as something chaotic doesn't